All hands on deck, all hands on deck. Believers Underground is about to start. Sit back, relax, and listen to the truth. You need to know the real truth.
Of say knickknacks or whatever or clothing, they bring a thing of food. Okay,
Hmm.
then you're trading food too. You're eliminating all of their taxation without representation. You're removing all the idols off of everything. You're not causing pollution. You're causing restoration, and you're actually creating a fellowship of real people, not these fictional people, but real
Right.
people. And you don't, the God's church is the people, it's not
Yeah.
the buildings. Those are just sticks of wood, man.
Well, that
Uh,
is God's way. I'm telling you that. If
Well,
you
he's,
can, trade your stuff for other folks' stuff, I mean, it don't get any better than that. You know.
y- yeah, and you get rid of the pollution. The main thing is you start to develop relationships with other truthers in your area,
Right.
because we are going through this climate thing. It's going to hit.
Hmm.
It's a ticking time bomb, and it's going off all over the globe already. The
Well,
U.S.
you really enlightened me about the seafloors dropping, and the pole. The pole is shifting, and it's just remarkable. And then, like you combine that with the financial, you know, situation. Uh, it's remarkable. I mean, come on. What's your
It's
take on that financial situation this whole country is going through? Isn't this something?
Yeah, it's a con. It's been manipulated that way. It's climate and money are going hand in hand, and
It's
and with all the gifts that have been given to me by my father, I give them freely.
yeah.
And you just hope everybody else comes along after a while, after people see it working. See, they've never seen that working before. Why are you giving all the information free? Why is it you're not holding nothing back and you're really going for it? It's just like, well, because I love you. Here's my box, go ahead, take what you need.
And brother, amen.
it,
Amen.
it's the true way. It's the way of love, man.
Right.
The way they're doing is a heavy yoke. And
I even on that little YouTube thing there, he even has houses becoming restaurants in their backyard and all that over there, huh?
yeah, they're coming up
I
with
mean,
every idea. I saw a house on a back of a trailer, like a little one of those little mini houses
right, yep.
that they sell for about $8,000, and the guy had it on the back of his trailer on his truck, and it was a portable restaurant. Now,
Oh,
the reason why he did it that way was because of all the legal fictions and codes and everything else. He couldn't do a roach coach. They choked him out of business. So he what he did
he's
was
just dragging his business around with him.
he just said, okay, well, oh yeah, I can get around this stuff, and they come up with a solution. But these guys are just incredible how they're just sticking the boot to everybody and stepping
Oh,
on their throats. It's
it's just
sad.
pure evil. You know that though. I mean, they're just the Illuminati and the whole ball of wax. It's just we're just going through something that was it's supposed to happen before Jesus comes back. All this
Well,
is supposed to come to a head before Christ comes back. And the big question here, seriously, when do you really think the Lord will be back? I'm serious. You go by the Daniel's timeline, like 2016, or what's your real gut on this?
it's I've
You know,
already heard from above, so
yeah,
once you plugged in, you don't worry about that stuff.
yeah,
But the main thing is you wake up in the morning and say, I want to be maximum for you, Lord. And then
yeah. There you go.
if the day doesn't end and he comes back before then, at least I was doing his work and serving him. And
Yeah,
when so it doesn't matter what the earth is going to do. It's what you're doing. you know and a lot of people are just sitting around doing nothing. And
Believe, yeah,
they're like, okay, well, are you doing your father's will by doing
yeah.
nothing? And that's where the rubber meets the road. And either you're a hearer of the word or a doer of the word. you know and a lot of people balk. And it's like, I think I'm doing its will. Well, are you blowing the shofar? Are you blowing the ram's horn? Because we got some problems here, and you're worshiping idols. That is about as ludicrous as it gets. you know
Hmm. Yeah.
wake up. But they're not going to wake up until you start getting the message outside of YouTube. And that means in community.
Actually,
And
walk out your door and just start doing it. Huh?
you
You
just
know what I mean?
do it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just get out and do it. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. You can take you anybody can make 5 flyers up right off their printer and say, bring a box of stuff that you wish to trade with others, free trade
Yeah.
off or something, and just put it in a laundromat or two, and go out there, once a week, and sit there for a couple hours and let it start to happen.
Oh, you'd be
Be
drawing crowds for sure. I
yeah,
mean, you'd have a bunch out there. You
yeah,
know.
because they
Yeah.
can't sell their stuff in yard sales. It,
Right.
it's the solution, to getting the products they need. Okay, while getting rid of the products they no longer have a need for. Yet somebody else does. I mean,
Hmm.
that's revival. That's
Yeah, that is the
community.
true revival 10, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they start doing it with food too, and it will change the dynamics of the America
Everything,
overnight.
food, clothing, you name it.
Yeah, it'll take the power away from their gods. Okay, it'll just crush them. They can't continue to go on without making money for themselves.
Do you
Okay.
think the Occupy movement will really, jam this season? It'll really get bad or big. Do you think they'll start storming the cities again?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Occupy movements should all bring a box of stuff to give away free to one another, and sit out there with 500 boxes with 500 people saying everything's free, and
That,
stick it to them. You want a real Occupy movement, we're not gonna, and the cops can't do nothing. Because it's those
oh,
items been bought and paid for or whatever. You're giving
right,
them away free. They'll be just shaking their heads, scratching their mullet. They won't know what the heck hit them. And you want a love fire to take off. That will bring it. Okay.
yeah.
Because then they'll show this is the Occupy movement. And instead of a bunch of people yelling and screaming, it's a bunch of people saying, here, free, free.
Right,
You get what I'm saying? And it
right,
disarms them. You got to disarm them, and that disarms them. They lost their weapon. Their
right.
weapon is for you to be upset with them. They want
It's
that
hate.
discord.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and you disarm all of that. They'll be going cuckoo.
Oh, we're in for it, brother. We are in for it. All those tornadoes. Well, we're going to be massed out with tornadoes, and the heart machine is going to be turned on. People are going to be suffering all over this country pretty soon again, bro.
Yeah, well, you know what? The ones that are walking in love, they're not going to have to suffer too much, man, because God's
Like,
burden for
yeah,
light and His yoke is easy.
that's
And
right. My burden is like his yoke. Cause I've been living, or you know,
yeah,
I got in tune with that quote a couple of years ago. Well, a few years ago, and that's a pretty rich quote.
yeah, and
My
and this is the ultimate show of it. Love.
hey, bro.
All right, brother. Love you, man.
I love you, man. Better.
You have known the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now click on to our next part, if you dare. This is the Believers Underground, and we care for your safety. May God be with you.